Hi, everybody. It is Eamon here, and welcome to another episode of Pat Monk Presents. Joining us today, all the way from Manhattan, New York, we do have Julie from One Business World. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Thank you. I am so excited to be here. You are amazing, and I love your podcast. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're too kind, too kind. So, for those who are maybe not familiar with One Business World, can you explain how you help maybe entrepreneurs and young businesses and people like that?
Absolutely. So, bottom line, we are a business to business ecosystem. We are a platform to help people communicate. If you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, a professional investor, we are there to help folks get your message out, communicate, learn from each other. That's what the platform is really for.
Fantastic. And like with this, like with the platform, I believe that you have lots of events happening to connect people. I believe you have a big event coming up soon. Maybe tell us a little bit
Yes,
about that.
very exciting. We host 15 right now, and they seem to be adding every year
Mhm.
events that within different categories, everything from startups to health, sports. And the one that's coming up right now is leading entrepreneurs of the world. And what that is an opportunity for somebody who is maybe a new business owner or somebody who's been in business for maybe 10 years and they want to get their message out there. It is such a crowded market. It doesn't matter what your category is. Everybody is fighting for the limelight. And this gives you an opportunity to speak a little bit, maybe speak in front of your customers or vendors and tell them what you really do and how you can provide a service or product.
Fantastic. And whether it's the event or the company or let's say getting the word out about One Business World, I mean, what different channels are you using? Is it LinkedIn? Is it SEO?
Yeah. And I think that's the thing about our organization because we don't have one ICP, we don't have one ideal customer profile. We cover such a we have to utilize every channel possible because as you know, in today's market, multi-channeling is the only way that you're going to ensure that you're going to hit your person. I mean, targeting is very challenging for every business, and marketing has become a very challenging entity of itself. You really have to make sure that your message becomes a household name
Mhm.
and people entrust in that. It builds that loyalty. And so we try to use everything from the events are kind of the focal point, and then from there we use everything from Twitter and every social media platform that's out there just to make sure that we're hitting that message.
Fantastic. And with that as well, like when you're getting the message out, whether it's Twitter, SEO, and the other like that multi-channel approach, I mean, when people get to the website, I mean, how important is your website at turning those visitors into, future happy customers?
Absolutely. Well, I look at websites as a storefront. Anybody's. People generally go to, before you do anything, at the smallest to largest purchase, you go to a website and you want to do research. And so our storefront has to be inviting, right? Because if you're on Fifth Avenue and you're walking down the street and you don't see something that kind of pulls you in, you're going to pass on by. Well, that's the same thing. Someone's going to scroll. So you need something that's going to be inviting and speaks to them about something that whether it's a pain point that they have or a solution that needs solved. And so that's what our website needs to do. And it needs to be easy, accessible, and it has to show them in a very, very short amount of time that we have something that you need. And so I think that's what the website is really about. And then we like to take it from there and hopefully speak to them one-on-one about how we can help them.
Yeah, you touched on so many great points, but yeah, definitely having it like niche down is super key. And
Right.
like kind of switching gears a little bit and talking really more about you and your role and like what keeps you busy on a day-to-day basis at One Business World?
Yeah. Well, I will say that the events, of course, we're always looking for folks to sponsor the events. Anytime somebody can utilize our events to get their name out there is another layer of what we can provide. I think a lot of times people look at getting sponsors as us getting money, which is not a bad thing, but it's an opportunity for them to get their message out. And we know that that's going to be your niche. We know that those people are going to be there. And it's not just like with your podcast, it's going to live forever. And
Mhm.
so, because they're virtual experiences, whether it's the day of or continuing on, it's always there so that information can help you grow your audience, which is important from every brand right now.
Yeah, definitely 100%. And now that we're kind of getting through our podcast here, I want to jump into the rapid fire questions, put you in the hot seat, as it
I can
were.
do it. Let's go. I'll do it.
So, what was the last book you read, or maybe currently reading?
I love Seth Godin. So his book, it's marketing. This is marketing, is fantastic. He's such a unique individual, and he looks at things. I'm a very customer service type of person. I don't like sales. I like to know that we are helping somebody. And I think that he comes from that directive. He really looks at it as, let me help you find a solution. And so his book is fantastic. And then I always try to do something personal. Every day I start my day with a learning aspect. 1 hour in the morning, whether it's a podcast or a webinar or a book, whatever it is, because if you are not learning, you're going nowhere. You have to continue learning and make it wide, make your girth really wide. It doesn't have to be just about business. It can be in your personal aspect. It can be family. It can be about something you love to go and do, but make sure you're constantly growing, because we live in a world of change. And so as long as you are looking ahead, you're going to be okay. But if you stay stagnant, you're going to sink in quicksand. So not a good idea.
Definitely. People, I once heard this quote and kind of it's saying it's like people are like trees. You're either growing or you're dying.
Yes, you could perfectly said. That's exactly it. Exactly.
And that's it. So I like that. I've applied that, and I must get back into that routine. But like the first hour is the hour for you, whether it's reading, whether it's meditation, whether it's yoga, whatever it is.
That's it.
Having
That's it.
that, and it will set you up for the day. And
that's right.
With this as well, I mean, if you were to go back and let's say it was your first day, your first week, your first month, all over again, and One Business World, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently, or what advice would you give yourself?
I'll tell you, I could write a book. I have 2 small children, and so every day I'm constantly lesson learning for them. And I think that the biggest thing is knowing that change is inevitable. It's just part of life in every aspect. And the sooner you embrace that, life will be more comfortable and enjoyable. So enjoy that journey. But when it comes to the business aspect, you have to be looking forward, because people's needs change. The way that we buy, the way that we purchase things, the way that we learn, all of it evolves so quickly. And so it's important to pick your head up and not get so rooted in what you're doing. You need to look at what you could be doing. And more importantly, life goes by too fast. Just enjoy the journey. Things that seem so important right now really aren't quite as important. Just keep things in perspective. So
Definitely. I mean, sometimes things go wrong at work, and it's like no one died.
No, they will go wrong. that's it. And that's what I always say to my kids. If no one's died and no one has cancer, you're doing fine. Everything's fine. All of it, you can find a solution. So it's not worth it.
Exactly, because it's only when something major comes along you'll realize how trivial all the stuff you were worrying about anyway. And,
that's right. Although to that point, I think most people wait until there's a crisis or a problem to react. And if you can get ahead of that and try and be forward thinking enough to see the angles of what you could be doing to evolve and change, then you kind of prevent some of that from happening. And sometimes that just takes life lessons to get to that point.
Yeah. I mean, there's a saying like, if you learn from your own mistakes, it's good, but if you learn from someone else's mistakes, it's even better. So So I
don't want you to do mommy's mistakes. Exactly.
So with this, like we're coming up to the end of our time. It's been so much fun, Jolie, having you on the podcast. But what I want to do is I want to give you the last word. I mean, someone forgets everything that we were just speaking about, and you want to leave them with one point about One Business World. I mean, what would that be?
If you are looking to connect, if you want to promote your brand, that's what we do. That's what we do. We're there to help you get your message out there and help you scale and grow your business through the entire journey. We try to provide those tools, and it's a resource that people should take advantage of. Definitely.
Well, if you like what you hear and you want to check out one of the upcoming events, I believe it's just 1BusinessWorld.com.
That's it.
There we go. That's where people can find out about the upcoming events. And it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time.
And you're amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I so appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.
We will do. So that is it, folks. Hope you enjoyed that, and looking forward to seeing everybody on the next episode of Pat Monk Presents. All the best, and bye-bye.